Welcome to BRC TV. This week racing heads to Eagle Farm on Friday. The Saturday meeting this week is at the Gold Coast and we wish the club down there all the best for their big Pink Ribbon Cup Day. But first this week, let's look back on the two-day carnival at Cairns where the Cairns Amateurs were held. They weren't able to be held in 2020, so they made the most of it this year, 2 years on. Well, the COVID situation put paid to the Cairns Amateurs in 2020, but they were back with a bang in 2021. And the Brisbane Racing Club was proud to be a sponsor of this year's event. The two-day carnival took in Friday and Saturday racing, and also a terrific ball on Friday evening.
Rammed-headed by Desert Sundown, and now the favourite goes for home, and it's going to win the first on Cup Day. Desert Sundown, clearly too good, won by 3.5. Second, tight.
David Goodman, Cairns Amateurs President. It's a carnival 2 years in the making. Must be good to get here.
Oh, it's great. It's a great sense of achievement. We've sort of reinvented part of the wheel to make it more interesting and just keep evolving with the changing public and the changing corporates that come here.
It's been a tough time for like tourism, and that's so important to far north Queensland. So an event like this hopefully lifts the spirits of the town a little?
Oh, it certainly does. I mean, it brings a lot of colour, festivity, merriment. Hopefully a few winners for the punting that goes on.
I'm quite certain there is, and it's certainly an event that everyone should put on their bucket list, isn't it?
Oh, it certainly is. It's the largest race meeting outside of Brisbane, and we have wonderful prize money, a very high quality of horses, jockeys and trainers. The prize money attracts those. Fortunately, we've got a border around us that we can't get through at the moment, but in 2022, they'll all be back bigger and better, and we'll just keep evolving.
As a proud North Queenslander, it must be good to be back at the Cairns Amateurs, having missed out last year.
Yeah, like I said this morning, this is a carnival, mostly generates millions into the economy. Nothing there last year for anyone, and especially to have an owner like Tom, and he loves to win races at the Cairns Cup Carnival and the Amateurs. So that's what you sort of get them ready for, and do your best to get them there.
Minister Grace, great to be back up in Cairns.
Absolutely. I love the Cairns Amateurs, and it's wonderful to be here today at Ladies' Day and tomorrow at the Cairns Amateurs Saturday event, and I'm looking forward to the ball tonight. So it's been fantastic country racing at its best.
Bullion Wolf coming to the outside after the pair, wider Bering Sea and Macaro right down the outside. A big finish coming up, 5 across the track. Bullion Wolf spread into the lead. Macaro on the outside might be the danger. Bullion Wolf in front, packing a good punch, and Bullion Wolf won the cup. Well, from a calling point of view, the Cairns Amateurs is one of the big three for me. Stradbroke, Magic Millions and the Cairns Amateurs. The reason being, it's a great carnival atmosphere, but it has a great blend of history and of course the present time racing. The Governor arriving, the ball on the Friday night. It's still maintained. It's the biggest event in the north. I can't wait to get here every September.
Well, the wait is finally over for all the Rothfire fans. He dives into the deep end in Sydney this weekend. Earlier in the week, Ben Dorries from the Courier Mail caught up with Rob Heathcote before the horse headed south.
We're here with Rob Heathcote, the happy owner of an Everest slot, the mighty Rothfire. Now, what can we expect from Rothfire in the shorts, given that you've got an Everest slot, Rob?
Yeah, it's a good question, Ben, because part of my agreement with James is a good performance in the shorts. So the horse has really got to run well. But talking with James the other day, James is realistic. He said, mate, if you have bad luck, I'll take that into consideration. But look, I'm not out there to give him a run. The Everest is the grand final, I know that. But we're out there to run 1, 2, 3 in the shorts. There's no doubting that.
So is it a bit like an elite human athlete coming back from a serious injury? You sort of know what to expect until he's really placed under full pressure. Maybe you don't quite know?
Again, good question, because that's exactly right. I've got my horse fit. We've done extensive rehab. He's trialled magnificent. His on-course gallop last Saturday was fantastic. Now it's under pressure, and it's when at the 200 metre mark, when the whips are cracking, that we'll see how well he's come back.
Is your heart of hearts telling you he's back, baby? He's back to his brilliant best?
I think so. He's back.
And are you getting the feeling, Rob, here we are at your house in beautiful Queensland, not far from Eagle Farm actually. Do you think it's the whole of the state really, or certainly the whole of southeast Queensland, do you feel they're really getting behind your horse? It is quite a remarkable story, guys.
It's something I've liked. The thriller from Chinchilla, you know, it's a remarkable story. He cost a round of drinks, and you know, he had the world was his oyster. This time last year, and he broke down. Incentivised doing what he did in the Mackay Stakes. Now Rothfire, possibly on a trip to the Everest. It'd be great for Queensland racing. And yes, we know Queensland's always bred and had a few good horses, but it's nice to have a couple of real track stars at the minute.
Well, 2-year-old racing for the new season is just around the corner, and earlier this week at Doomben we saw 5 heats of the babies going around in official trials. Les Ross, you were out in force at the 2-year-old trials at Doomben. You won 3 of the 5 heats. A good morning's work?
Yes, Nathan, it was nice, but I probably had the most runners, so if you don't win the most trials, you're in a bit of trouble. We know you like to aim up for these early 2-year-old races. Do you feel like you're in good shape at this stage? Probably the best year this year is we've done things a little bit different. You know, we've trained them a little bit different this year, but the numbers is the name, and I think I had 33 this year, and that's probably the most I've ever put through, so yeah. A couple of the ones we saw this morning, they'd already had a trial. Do you feel like they then came on really well from that first trial? Yeah, well, that's it's all about experience and education, and with the new rule of if you don't trial, you don't race, and if you don't win, you can be balloted out. So we want to make every post a winner, and hence that we were lucky enough to win 3. I would have liked to have won 4 or 5, but anyway. Could you pick out which one was the most impressive? Oh, for sure, Mashani Embrace, it's one Mike bred himself. All the Mashani horses, with Mashani in front of him, he actually breeds them on his property. Spanish Angels, it was one he brought, and she'll be a broodmare when she finishes racing, and she'll have progeny called Mashanis. But I thought that Embrace break was probably my best, but Spanish Angels was probably hadn't had as much work as that one, and come from a long way back and really surprised me, hit the line, so she's a nice filly. Will Holbert, you brought Heroic Sun to the trials here this morning, ran the quickest of 5 2-year-old heats. That must be let you walk away feeling pretty good. Yeah, it was funny. I said to the owners I was more nervous for a 2-year-old trial than I was for the Derby with Criminal Defence. You don't have many 2-year-olds in the camp? No, he's at one of 2 colts we bought this year, and the other one will need time. Oh, well, it's a nice start. So where do we go from here? He'll trial again in a fortnight here, and then back up 5 days later at Doomben on the 2nd of October, and yeah, reassess after that. And with a view to trying to get yourself to a Magic Millions, maybe? Yeah, try and get enough money to qualify early now to ease the pressure come January. Matt Hoysted, we saw Merrily this morning. She looked pretty impressive, winning the last of the 2-year-old heats. Yeah, she's a really sharp filly. She's from day one, since she sort of come into our system, she's always been one that's very forward, and you know, one that we've really had a nice opinion of her. So it's good to see her come here today and do everything right, and and be as impressive as she was. She's by a stern, and as you say, she did everything right, railed, and then put a margin on them in the straight. Yeah, definitely. She's a filly that's, as I said, very forward, and it's just a matter of probably making sure she can harness that speed early. So it's good to see her relax early. As I said, she's a nice Astern filly. You have a stakes-winning mare, Merriest, who obviously Danny O'Brien had. That was a really nice and early-running mare. So she's always given us those signs that she'll go early, and it's really good for Malcolm and Michelle Petrosky, who bought her at Magic Millions. Bart joins us now, and before we get into the tips, another great week really for Queensland. Flemington last Saturday with Incentivised taking that next step to Group 1 winner. I thought it was a great win. He did the work in front, and he was challenged and answered. I think he's really on target for a big spring. We head to the Gold Coast for the Metro meeting on Saturday. Miami Fleiss is the favourite in the Pink Ribbon Cup. I thought she'd come up pretty short, $1.50 or so. Yeah, look, she's got to get 1,300 metres. I think she was, stylish enough last time. Wasn't a huge margin, but she's a very promising type. I'm going to assume she's not one of your selections this week? No, not at those odds. I think we can start race 1, She Can Sing. It was a good win first up from a wide alley, and it was a tough run, and maybe that took its toll, but she was wide all the way without cover last time. I'm prepared to give her another chance here from a good draw on a home track. It's a rough watch, no doubt She Can Sing, but I hope you're wrong, because I think A River Somewhere is hard to beat in that race. Where do we go next? Go race 5, Ocean Treaty. I know she got a lovely run on the inside when she scored here at Eagle Farm, but I think to 1,800 metres, got a good draw again, should get a nice soft run off the pace there, and goes to 1,800 metres, not a problem. I thought she looked really well priced in early markets too, around the $8 mark. I think she'll start shorter. Yeah. Is there a third one? Yeah, I'm going in race 9, Run for Glory. I thought that was a terrific effort last time. Had to leave because of the draw,
I think might be ridden just off the pace here, and I think 1400 metres third up looks perfect.